Hi, this is Subhayan Chakraborty for Rep Sports right outside the Newlands cricket ground, and we are building up onto the first semi-final of the Women's T20 World Cup between India and Australia. So yes, there has been some bad news in the Indian camp with Harmanpreet Kaur, Pooja Vastrakar and Radha Yadav down with illness, with heavy fever and illness. But yes, Pooja Vastrakar has been replaced by Sneh Rana for this big semi-final between India and Australia. But in this video, we'll talk about some key battles and matchup cards that could define the first semi-final between India and Australia. So let's talk about the first battle, and that will be between Indian openers Shefali Verma, Smriti Mandhana against the Australian pace duo of Darcie Brown and Megan Schutt. So we all know that Shefali Verma hasn't had the best of tournaments, but we all know when she's on song, she can be a pure match winner, a single-handed match winner. And Smriti Mandhana is coming on the back of two back-to-back half centuries, and all the fans would want Smriti Mandhana to continue her run of form against the mighty Aussies. But when it comes to Darcie Brown and Megan Schutt, we know that they can swing the ball up front. They have some decent pace also. So it will be very interesting matchup how Smriti Mandhana and Shefali Verma tackles the duo of Darcie Brown and Megan Schutt. The next battle we are talking about is Renuka Singh Thakur against the top order of the Australian batting unit. Alyssa, Healy, Meg Lanning, Beth Mooney, Elise Perry. It goes on, the batting lineup goes on. And Renuka Singh Thakur, after what she did against England, a fight for her career best figures, and she has been one of the pick of the bowlers in this tournament so far. And it will be interesting how the Aussies tackled Renuka Singh Thakur. Alyssa King, on the build-up to this match, said that the Australian batting unit, the top order has been doing the heavy lifting, but yes, the middle order also has some firepower, and that is where our next matchup card comes in, with the Indian spinners against the Australian middle order. We know that the likes of Grace Harris, Talia McGrath, they can be devastating with the bat down the order, and that is where the likes of Rajeshwari Gaikwad, Deepti Sharma and potentially Sneh Rana could come into play in this big semi-final between India and Australia. If the spinners do well, which the Australian captain Meg Lanning said and acknowledged that the Indian spinners have the most advantage. They have been brilliant in this tournament so far, but yes, Rajeshwari Gaikwad has been on and off, but she would need a peak performance against Australia in this match. Also, Richa Ghosh versus the Australian spinners will be a key battle, because Richa Ghosh has been dismissed only once in this tournament, has been one of the pick of the batters in this tournament, and the way she hits the ball, it could potentially decide the outcome of the match. Richa, on the eve of the match, did say that India, if they bat first, they would target a score of around 180. This is a fresh pitch, and it's going to be an interesting battle. Australia are heavy favourites, but they are not undefeatable. So India will have to play a perfect match. Yes, there have been some illness in the Indian camp, but when it comes to representing your country, everything goes out of the window, and when you take the field, be it Harmanpreet Kaur or other players, they will only want to do one thing: win the match for India and take them to the finals. Keep watching Ref Sports.